Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Propstop Showcase. And today's item is a clapperboard. I know, so many clapperboards, so little time. Well, this one is a keeper. I am a huge fan of 1980s Battle Beyond the Stars. That was from Roger Corman Productions, and that film has something in common with the film that I'm about to show you. Namely, this new film actually was made 2 to 3 years later and features model effect shots from Battle Beyond the Stars, and the soundtrack has been lifted and used in this film too. So already you know it's not a very expensive film, but it was made kind of by Roger Corman's Productions and put out under one of their infinite number of movie banners that they had at the time as one studio sold to another. And the actual title of this movie is Space Raiders. So it was also released as a movie called Star Child, and that's because the child, perhaps 6 to 8 year old child, boy in the production is like integral to the plot. So why is this great? Well, as I said, it reuses footage from one of my favorite films, and that actually hasn't ever come up, the clapperboard with Battle Beyond the Stars. So in the meantime, this is probably the closest I'm going to get to that. It's not a great movie. It has some fairly decent makeup in it, and of course the effects and the music for Battle Beyond the Stars are just some of my favorite 80s stuff that was ever done. But you know, this one is not a great movie, but everybody, I think, if you were into videotapes in the mid 80s, you would remember the cover to this, and there it is. So at the end of the day, I collect things because they either give me good memories or because I love the movie. In this case, this is kind of an offshoot. I loved Battle Beyond the Stars. I might never own that clapboard, and for something that was reasonably priced, I think this is a good piece to have as a kind of a stopgap. But you know, you see that quite often. I see occasionally these cheaper clapperboards going for between 50 to 150, and you know, they are not brilliant movies. There was one actually on eBay just the other day from a movie called Booby Trap. It is not ever going to be a well-regarded film. In fact, I'd never even seen it, and the cover wasn't familiar to me either. But there was something so cool about seeing a one-of-a-kind clapperboard. It had a handwritten name on it, such as, you know, the Superman that I own. And it's just, sometimes those handwritten ones are charming. And a lot of times, actually, if you peel away the sticker on them or put them up to the light, you can actually see that there's more to them. In that case, you know, Superman having several other films underneath it. And the video we'll be doing in the future for a slate for, I think it's called He Said, She Said, where you'll see that there's some very interesting stuff under the stickers. But yeah, I digress. So for the meantime, this is Space Raiders. Really glad to have this clapperboard. It's very meaningful, especially when that parts of the film I don't like make way for the good parts with Battle Beyond the Stars. Well, thanks a lot for joining us here on this Propstop Showcase. As always, we appreciate your time, and please feel free to drop us a line or like and subscribe. Those would be the correct words. Like and subscribe, it'd be very much appreciated. And we'll see you again on another episode of the Propstop Showcase. Until then, goodbye.